Hey guys, back with more science for that ass.
Oh, damn. Science for that ass. Yeah.
So in today's science for that ass, I want to talk about buzzwords selling bullshit. I was recently in I don't want to call it a debate because that dignifies it a little bit too much, but somebody kind of nastily came on my Instagram page and was barking about how my information regarding calories in versus calories out is bullshit. They went to a bunch of doctors who told them to eat less, and finally they went to a functional doctor. Not sure if the other doctors are non-functional, but hey, they went to a functional medicine doctor who told them that they had a bacterial overgrowth in their gut and high levels of yeast, and that's why they couldn't lose weight. And my simple response to this was, okay, how? If you had an overgrowth of bacteria or yeast, how would that cause you to not be able to lose body fat? What mechanism? And then I watched them do mental aerobics for about 15 different posts and never actually answer the question. So this is an example of people who they're probably tracking incorrectly, estimating incorrectly, not taking into account licks, bites, snacks, which is pretty standard. They show that over different populations, the amount that people underestimate or underreport their food intake is anywhere from 18% to 70%. Women tend to underreport much more than men, and obese tend to underreport much more than non-obese. Yeah, it's very likely that this person was underreporting their food intake, and that's why they weren't losing weight. Now, could they have had something that this person tried to make a connection between yeast overgrowth and low thyroid? Well, you could just have your thyroid tested. There's a test for that. And if your thyroid was low, you can have yourself supplemented with thyroid hormone. That being said, even if thyroid is low, it doesn't completely ablate your ability to lose weight. It's going to lower your basal metabolic rate, meaning you expend less energy per day. But if you ate low enough calories, you would lose weight. So it doesn't really invalidate energy balance. But this was an example of somebody using buzzwords to try to validate why they couldn't lose weight, why they were special, why they were different than everybody else, and that science didn't really apply to them. And I had another person say, well, in these situations, there's also high levels of inflammation, and inflammation can cause you not to be able to lose body fat. Again, how? So inflammation is another buzzword out there. I think it's Thomas DeLauer's personal favorite. It's like his own pet that he keeps in his shed, and he brings it out whenever he needs to sell things. If you look at inflammatory markers, they are higher in obese versus non-obese. This has caused people to form a causal belief that inflammation causes obesity versus the other way around. Well, first off, inflammation it's actually a low-level elevation in inflammation, just chronically. So it's not like people who are obese have extremely high levels of inflammation. Adipose tissue secretes what are called adipokines. And adipokines are cytokines produced by adipose, which are typically pro-inflammatory. So if you have more adipose tissue, it makes sense that you would secrete more adipokines and have elevated levels of inflammation. But inflammation is not causing obesity, and there's no real evidence that inflammation lowers energy expenditure. Because if you are going to make a claim that something is making it difficult to lose weight, let's take, for example, low thyroid, which does make it more difficult to lose weight. That's because people who have low thyroid have lower levels of energy expenditure because the thyroid hormone is involved in energy expenditure and your basal metabolic rate. If something was going to tip things so that it was hard to lose weight, it would either make you eat more, and they're not making that claim because they're saying that they're eating 1,200 calories and not losing weight, or it's going to cause you to expend less energy, which must be their claim. In diseases where inflammation is incredibly high, we see the opposite. In diseases like sepsis and those sorts of things where inflammation goes sky high, you see massive wasting. You see loss of weight, loss of body fat. for many different reasons, but one of which is the physiological cost of creating that inflammatory response actually requires calories. It actually requires an increased level of energy expenditure. So, no, inflammation is not why you can't lose fat. And it's just a part of a myriad of buzzwords out there today that whenever somebody brings them up, people just go, okay, well, that's why. That's why you're special. Gut microbiome is another buzzword right now. We had a gut microbiome expert here who confirmed what I thought to be the case, that gut microbiome experts don't even know how to properly modulate the gut microbiome for optimal body composition. What we do know is that basically eating more fiber, probably a good thing for your gut. Eating high levels of saturated fat and low levels of fiber, probably a bad thing for your gut. But sorry, your favorite YouTuber didn't discover the optimal gut diet or optimal gut supplement while they were recording in their mom's basement. I hate to break it to you. All right, guys. I know you're probably triggered from my video, so make sure you take the triggering out in that like button, smash it, subscribe to my channel. If you like getting more BS blown out of the water, make sure you go buy some of our fine merchandise available in the links. Buy my shit.